Good morning. Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, so is my audio clear? Am I visible to you guys?
Yes po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with the prayer. Miss Izzy.
Yes, ma'am. Let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. God, give us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the differences.
The name of Father. Okay, so how is everyone? Is everyone doing great?
Yes, ma'am, we're fine.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. So as we start our lesson for today, I have just a little, questions for you. So just simple questions for you. And I have three questions that I want you guys to answer. And every question, please remember the noun mentioned in that question, okay?
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so are you guys ready?
Yes,
Yes, we
ma'am.
are ready.
Okay, thank you. So for the first question, can you count water?
No, ma'am.
No. Then where do we usually put water or see water in?
In a bottle or glass?
In a bottle. In a bottle or a glass, right? So, can you count cereal or cereal?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No. So, where do we usually put cereal or eat cereal from?
Usually, ma'am, we see cereal in a box, and when we eat it, we transfer it into a bowl.
A bowl. Very good. Now, for the third question, can you count chips?
No, ma'am.
No. And where do we usually see or eat chips from? Anyone?
Inside a bag.
We usually see chips in a bag.
In a bag, right? A bag. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier, you have to remember the noun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now what
Yeah.
you will do is add the noun to your answer. So here. So for example, I will answer the first one, so you will follow. So bottle and the noun is water. So the answer is a bottle of water. Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ron, can you answer the second one?
Okay, ma'am. Bowl plus cereal is equals to a bowl of cereal.
A bowl of cereal, correct. How about Icy, the third one?
Bag plus chips is equals to a bag of.
A bag of chips. All right. So now I have three sentences here, and as we read them, take note of the highlighted phrases in these sentences. All right. Izzy, can you read these three sentences for us, please?
Yes, ma'am. Mary needs to buy a sack of rice for her mother. The kids ran up to John when they saw him, holding a bucket of popcorn. There are two tubs of ice cream in the basket.
All right. Very good. So as I told you, remember or take note of the highlighted phrases in these sentences, okay? We will come back to them later. Okay, again, I have three questions. Again, I have three questions. We will do what we did earlier, okay? I'm gonna
Okay,
ask
ma'am.
questions and then you will answer and then take note of the nouns, okay? All right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So for the first question, can you count meat?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No. So how do we measure meat or how do we count meat?
By the means of kilos or pounds.
Kilo or pound. That's right. Can we count ice?
No, ma'am.
No. And how can we measure ice or how can we count ice?
By cubes or blocks, ma'am.
That is correct. By cubes or blocks or cube. And the last question, can you count chocolate?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
How can we measure chocolate?
Usually we measure chocolate in terms of bar.
Bar. So we eat chocolate in a bar, right? Like this, right? So we
Yes.
eat chocolate in a bar. So like we did earlier, can you guys add them together? Your answer and the noun. I will do the first one again. Kilo plus meat is equal to a kilo of meat. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Who will answer the second one?
Ma'am.
Okay, Izzy.
Cube plus ice is equals to a cube of ice.
A cube of ice. Very good. How about the third one?
Ma'am, bar plus chocolate is equals to a bar of chocolate.
A bar of chocolate. Okay, very good. So again, I have 3 sentences here. So like the first sentences we had earlier, I want you to remember the highlighted or take note of the highlighted phrases. Ron, may you please read?
Okay, ma'am. Isa baked a loaf of banana bread and ate it all by herself. You need 4 cloves of garlic for that recipe. And lastly, Italy produces lots of wheels of cheese.
Okay, very good. So, do you have now any idea about our topic for today? Anyone?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I observed based on the examples earlier that most of the nouns are uncountable nouns.
Yes, uncountable nouns. We discussed uncountable and countable nouns last meeting, right? And so it is part of what we will be discussing for today. We will talk about containers and quantities. All right. So I will talk about containers first. Containers are objects that can be used to hold, store, or transport something, like our examples earlier, uh, bottle and water. So bottle is the container, and water is the uncountable noun, right? Water is an uncountable noun. And quantities are the amount or number of a material or immaterial object that isn't normally measured directly, like our first example, which is meat. Meat is not measured with its length or height or width. It is measured by its weight, right? And that is the kilo. So kilo is the quantity, and meat is the uncountable noun, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So here are some other examples of containers with uncountable nouns. A carton of milk, a tube of toothpaste, and a bottle of lotion. So, can you guys put these examples in a sentence? So I'm gonna give the first example a go, okay? A carton of milk. I had to buy a carton of milk for my baby brother. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
So now, how can you put a tube of toothpaste in a sentence?
Ma'am.
Okay, Izzy.
Um, Will you please grab the tube of toothpaste on the counter?
Okay, very good. How about the third one?
Okay,
Ron?
ma'am, can we try? Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
So I ran out of skincare products. A bottle of lotion is not enough for a whole week.
Maybe, but that's right. Very good. Now, let's go back to the sentences that we had earlier. The highlighted phrases are the containers in these sentences, like the first set of sentences that we had. So, Mary needs to buy a sack of rice for her mother. The sack is the container, and the rice is the uncountable noun. So, how about the second sentence? The kids run up to John when they saw him holding a bucket of popcorn. What is the container in this sentence? Anyone?
Ma'am, I think the container is the bucket and the uncountable noun is the popcorn.
Okay, that's right. How about the third sentence? There are 2 tubs of ice cream in the basket. What is the container and what is the uncountable noun in this sentence?
The containers, ma'am, is two tube, two tubs of two tubs, and the uncountable noun is ice cream.
Very good. So let's check the sentences for the quantities, okay? Isa baked a loaf of banana bread and ate it all by herself. A loaf is the quantity of the banana bread. Banana bread is the uncountable noun. How about the second sentence? Any one of you? What do you think is the quantity in the second sentence? You need 4 cloves of garlic in that recipe.
Ma'am, the quantity is the 4 cloves and the uncountable noun is the garlic.
Okay, very good. How about the third one, Iz?
The quantities, ma'am, is lots of wheels, and the uncountable noun is cheese.
Very good. But did you know that containers and quantities are not limited only to uncountable nouns? They can also be used with countable nouns. How is that? So here are the examples of containers with countable nouns. A tray of eggs. Eggs are definitely countable, right? A packet
Yes,
of
ma'am.
cigarettes. Cigarette is also countable. And a pile of books. Books are definitely countable, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to our next activity. So to serve us, oh, okay. Do you have any questions? Again, do you have any questions or clarifications about our topic?
No, ma'am, everything's
None so
clear.
far, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so to serve as our activity, we will be reading a piece that contains a lot of containers and quantities. And as you read them, write down or type in the chat box all the containers and quantities that you see. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So for example, Ron is reading the first paragraph. Izzy will chat her answers in the chat box. Okay? And then if IC is reading, Ron will answer in the chat box.
Okay.
Okay, you will answer as your classmate reads them, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Are we clear
Noted.
with that? Okay, very good. So, who will answer who will read the first paragraph?
Ma'am,
Okay, so let's start.
Sue is thinking of a recipe. This is how she makes an egg omelette. She takes half a dozen eggs and mixes them in a jug. No, in a bowl. Then she takes a potato and head of broccoli, a few onions, and a bunch of carrots. She cleans and cuts the vegetables into little slices.
Okay, let's move on to the second paragraph. Ron?
Okay, ma'am. Then she puts 3 spoonfuls of olive oil in a frying pan and adds the slices of vegetables. After a few minutes, she adds the egg mixture and adds a pinch of salt and pepper. Then she cooks the omelette on both sides. It would not take too much time. She puts it on a plate and then serves. Now she has a plate of delicious Spanish omelette.
Okay, so let's go back to the first paragraph so you guys can answer. I'm gonna give you a few minutes, like a minute or two, so you could answer, okay? You just have to find the containers and quantities in the paragraphs, okay? Oh, I think that you have answered already. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
very good. So let's check your answers. So for the first paragraph, the containers and quantity words are half a dozen eggs, a jug, a bowl, a head of broccoli, a bunch of carrots, and slices. Did Ron get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. On the second paragraph, the containers and quantity words are 3 spoonful of olive oil, slices of vegetables, pinch of salt, plate, and plate of Spanish omelet. Did Izzy get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, let's check if both of you got let's check if both of you mastered containers and quantities by filling the blanks on the best container or quantity to be used in the sentences that I will give you. Okay, so don't worry because you will have 3 choices to choose from. Okay, are you guys ready for our next activity?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's practice. At the end of every rainbow is a blank of gold. A, gallon, B, pot, or C, piece.
Ma'am,
Yes, Izzy?
I think the answer is letter B, pot.
Okay,
At
it's
the end of
okay.
every rainbow is a pot of gold.
Let's check. You're correct. At the end of every rainbow is a pot of gold. Very good. Let's move on to the next one. I need at least 2 blank of coffee to start my day. A, cups, B, liters, or C, pitchers. What do you think is the correct answer?
Ma'am, I think it's letter A, cups, at least 2 cups of coffee.
Okay, let's see. You're correct. I need at least 2 cups of coffee to start my day. Very good. Now, for the next one, I want you to read and answer. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, go on.
Um, Grandpa Harold loves beer. He even has a blank of beer in his kitchen. Letter A, cart, B, jug, and C, barrel. I think the answer is barrel. A barrel of beer.
Okay, let's check. Very good. Grandpa Harold loves beer. He even has a barrel of beer in his kitchen. That doesn't look like a pitcher to me, but a barrel. Very good. How about the next one?
Okay, ma'am, 3 blank of ham should be enough for me. The lady from the counter said. A, slices, B, sheets, and C, chunks. I think it's letter A, slices, 3 slices of ham.
Let's check. Very good. 3 slices of ham should be enough for me. Okay, how about the next one?
Um, my dad and I both 4 blank of butter from the market? Letter A, slices, B, cloves, and C, sticks. The answer, ma'am, is sticks. 4 sticks of butter.
Sticks, correct. My dad and I bought 4 sticks of butter from the market. Okay, this is the last question.
Here is a blank of soap. Wash your hands before getting any infection. A, pile, B, bunch, or C, bar. I think it's C, bar, a bar of soap.
C, a bar. Okay, very good. Here is a bar of soap. Wash your hands before getting any infection. Wow, congratulations, you did it. You have mastered containers and quantities. Like, do you have any more questions or clarifications? Anything that you want to add regarding our topic?
None, ma'am.
Ma'am, everything's clear.
Okay. Okay, if that's the case, then let's call it a day. Goodbye, class. Thank you for listening to Miss Bernadette.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.